Okay, hello again. It's Sunday afternoon, 4:24, probably about 23 hours after the initial fire. I just thought I'd take a walk back here with y'all, and there's that little redbud tree. I thought the frost was going to kill that last week, but hey, it survived a snowstorm. So, anyway, we'll just take a little walk here, show you around the place some. That's my little chicken house. I've only got 3 left. They're 10 years old, so they're not going to be around too long. But I got one. It's been 2 months now. She decided, I put golf balls in the nest when they were young, so you just give them an idea of what to do with the eggs. And I got this old girl, 10 years old, decided to hatch one of those golf balls. We'll just go on in there and see how she's doing. But anyway, not quite 2 weeks ago, one of my neighbors found out about this and brought me a dozen eggs for her to sit on. I don't want these biddies, but let's see if we can. I built this little house for the chickens. So, oh, she's off the nest. That's what she's supposed to be doing. I guess she got hungry. I don't know. So anyway. Oh, there she is. What are you doing, baby? You're supposed to be in there on those eggs. It's warm enough in there that a few minutes won't hurt. This section here was our big garden when I was a little kid. That cherry tree, I'll have to get on the other side of it. 4 days ago, I wasn't sure that thing was still alive. And here all of a sudden, it's just full of blooms. Should be a lot of cherries on there. That's going to make a lot of good homemade ice cream. That's what we do with them. Here's a little peach tree I set out last spring. And here's a little early yellow transparent apple tree. Boy, those apples are good. So it seems to be doing good. Now this thing here was a novelty called 5-in-1. It was supposed to have peaches and nectarines and plums, and it was grafted. I took it out of the box and the grass started falling off of it. So right now it's a fruit tree, and I got no idea what kind. I told it last summer, if you don't bloom, you're getting cut down. And here, I don't know if you can see the blossoms or not. They're already starting to die off. But so it'll stay another year. Maybe this peach tree will pollinate it. That old apple tree there, that's older than I am. That was an old tree when I was a kid. And it's got the ugliest little apples you ever saw, but Lord, they taste good. They're sweet. And the deer come over and get them before I can. That's gonna get cut down. That was another little apple tree that it was so pretty last spring, full of blossoms, and then just died. So I don't know. But yeah, this whole area here between the apple tree and the chicken house was our garden. And I did it a couple years when I moved back in '92, but the deer wouldn't let me have it, so that's what it is. Now this section up here was my great-grandfather's garden. The little creek I showed you yesterday ran basically where that fence line is. It would meander back and forth under the fence and run one side to the other. So there's 2 feet of sandy topsoil here if a person ever decides to farm it again. I'm starting to get a little bit too long in the tooth to work like that, but the potential's here. So here back to the fires, and that was the update I wanted to do. I didn't have to relight this. I just raked up a few sticks and threw it on the pile. You might wonder about all these rocks. Those rocks came out of the gardens, and this was an old fence line. And I got a buddy that lives up on that hill over there. You can't see his house, but he's there. He's 8 years older than me. He walked me to school the first day I went to school. And when he was a kid, my grandparents hired that boy to pick rocks out of those gardens. And the whole fence line, that kid worked his ass off. He probably didn't get paid more than a dime an hour for all this work. But I'm gonna get a lot of this cleaned up, continue to mow it. We'll just take a little walk around here. It's a pretty day. I could stand to get a little exercise, some blood flowing. Mr. Ghetto, aka Siskel and Ebert, my film critic, said I need to hold this phone sideways so that people could get a more enjoyable view of it. So here you are, Ghetto. I hope you're happy now. Now this little section here, if you can see that little swale, I'll get up to it so you can see it, but that's where that creek used to run. And it's been filled in a lot. They moved it. Folks, I actually caught trout right there. So, and it's been an ordeal. We had this all, I guess 20 years ago. The Sawmill up the road here cleans out their log yard, and there's all kinds of bark and dirt. I had 15 triaxle loads of dirt hauled in here to fill this creek bed in, just to make it was impossible to clean with that ditch. So now I can mow that. Here's some mighty good dogs here that every one of them broke my damn heart. I made those tombstones out of concrete, and the lettering was my grandson's refrigerator magnets, and I filled them with JB weld and glued them to the stone. So 2 more dogs, precious dogs, inside in boxes. They kind of died unexpected, and these are almost full-size graves, German Shepherds and Rottweilers. And I didn't have time or energy to bury them, so we had them cremated. I guess they can bury them with me. I don't know. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a little update on the fire. We'll go over to the second one here. This section here, you can kind of see the different vegetation. That was just a total wilderness there a year ago. So my wife said it gives you more to mow, and I said, well, yeah, but if you can bust straight through it instead of going around it and dealing with it like that, it's actually quicker. It probably takes me about 5 hours to mow this whole place. I don't mind. I like to get out here and get lost in my own head and, just enjoy the place. Down south, they name their plantations. I had thought about calling this Oleo Acres because it's a nice little spread. And you're going to have to be a certain age to get that joke, but I'm not explaining it to you. So here's this. I thought this was interesting. My wife said, why did you leave that fence post That fence post is older than I am. It survived a flood and all this time, and I thought, why tear it out? Now here's another one I found laying on the ground. You can see the point where it was sharp. Black locust. A black locust fence post will wear out its hole, because there's the post and the hole's gone. So another little farm joke for you. Anyway, we'll go over here to this last burn pile here. It all burned real good. I'll get some of those rocks moved out of the way one of these days. That's going to be a slow job, because I just like to take my time when I'm working hard. I got lazy here after I retired, but this was that big fire, and it's gone. Those two clods there are just root balls from an old hedge plant, but it's still smoking. But it'll be out. Definitely this time tomorrow it'll be cold, and then it can rain on it and wash those ashes down. Then I'll have more rocks to move here too. This originally was a big old sycamore tree. One of those trees that dude cut down I told you about yesterday. And when they were cleaning up after the flood, the bulldozers, of course, they didn't have time to really clean up around the trees. So you got these mounds all over the place with tree stumps rotting out of them. So anyway, that's the deal. Maybe you can get a better look at the cherry tree over there. I can't tell. With the sun, I can't tell. But it's pretty. It's doing good. And then the old apple tree. So anyway, that's the update. It'll take 2 hours to upload this video, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off. I hope you enjoyed me sharing a little bit of my life with you. And tomorrow I need to start mowing. So anyway, everybody have a nice afternoon and be blessed in whatever you're going to get into today. And we'll see you. All right. Bye-bye.